What's up, guys? Witchers and Mandalorians, oh my. Yeah, you know where this is going. Told you I'd do it. So this is a evaluation review. It's not gonna be too long. Because like I said, there's other people that do a way better of a job reviewing things and really digging deep in. But I just want to kind of pick and choose what I say, and hopefully it'll come across a little easier to you guys to understand what I like about these two series, and pass them on to you. So yeah, let me start with The Witcher. It was released not too long ago. I think it was like late December or whatever on Netflix. For those not familiar with The Witcher, it was a book series by a Polish author and a medieval fantasy kind of realm. Trying to think something that would people could relate to. Think of like King Arthur, just with more monsters and dragons, mystical stuff, wizards, Lord of the Ring-ish, stuff like that. So anyway, you got Geralt of Rivia. He's this they call him the Witcher. He's like a mutant, but not like in the X-Men sense. He can't like laser blast things, but he does have like powers. He's big into herbs, not those kind, but stuff to make him like invincible or like invisible, or cast people with a hand, kind of like the Jedi Force thing. But yeah, so he's kind of like a bounty hunter in a sense. He goes to a bunch of different villages. Told you it's set in like a fantasy medieval realm, and he does odd jobs for money. But in the midst of this, he comes across people along his journey, and I gotta say the series borrows heavily from the book. How I got introduced into The Witcher was the other way around. I played the game, third one of the series, which was just fun to me, great monumental game. Something I could play over and over again and never get bored. It was awesome. Definitely recommend it. And the books, I dived into one of the prequel books, I guess. It was like a short story. Then there's like main stories that build up the characters and all that. And I want to say the first series was a big introduction. There's a lot of heavy dialogue. I mean, there's plenty of action, but there's a lot of stuff that like if you miss, you might get confused as the episodes go on, especially if you're not familiar with The Witcher. But I mean, you could always like look at a book review, or watch people play the game to get a kind of idea. But yeah, I thought it was really fun. All the main characters, I guess, from the stories, people gave this series a hard time because it's a Slavic themed mythology, and people were angry because they'd other people portraying that weren't Slavic the characters, and I don't care. It's a fantasy. Look, if it works, it works. I'm just so glad it came to be. And as far as the future goes for this series, there will be a season 2. So when, maybe 2021. That's what they're saying. Anyways, back to The Witcher, the series. So yeah, he comes across like different characters through his travels, and there's like a huge war going on. You have I guess two kingdoms, like pretty much kind of clashing. I'm sorry if I don't know the names off the top of my head. Like I said, I know of the series. I'm not book smart with it. So I mean, you guys could look it up if you want. I'll even leave a link at the bottom. But yeah, and he comes across a bard who's kind of like a singer, kind of a guy who like makes up songs and like describes what's going on, and really really annoying character. Drives the Witcher nuts, but he's like kind of like his buddy, like that annoying sidekick character. And in the game he's called Dandelion, but in the series they call him, I guess, by his real name, Yennefer, which is a hunchback who gets taken under the wing by a witch and taught the ways of mystic and all that stuff, and she becomes really good at it and uses her newfound beauty, because she goes from hunchback to like hot, and uses it to her advantage. They eventually cross paths with the Witcher, and like in the game and in the series, they take a very liking to each other. You can just kind of guess where I'm going with that. Her character's Yennefer, if I didn't mention that before. um, Siri, who's princess and gets caught up in her parents' war against this other kingdom, and it's like complete chaos. There's a lot going on. Just put it that way. Like I said, if you want, you could definitely check back a lot of references to what I'm saying. If you guys are somewhat interested, but it's really fun. It's I want to say on the level of Game of Thrones. It's in the circle pretty much. It's definitely in that type of genre, and that's like the best way I could like describe it to you. It's Game of Thrones, just that is like deep diving. But still, it definitely scratches the surface, and I think the more the series progresses, it definitely could give Game of Thrones a run for its money. And yeah, it's a complete fun series. Give it a chance. Like I said, it starts off slow, but I mean, The Witcher is such an iconic character, and I'm not doing him justice enough. Like I said, I enjoyed the game. It's a big open world RPG, and there's just so much going on that, like I said, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, I think you'll appreciate this just a little bit. Or if you're already a fan of it, then you know, give it a whirl. If you don't like it the first time, watch it again. Who knows? Maybe you missed something. But yeah, that's The Witcher, and it's just great. All right, on to the next one, which I literally got Disney Plus just to watch this. Um, the Mandalorian. That's right. Um, so what I remember was, obviously a big fan of Star Wars, and was kind of hoping for like a Boba Fett movie. I know he's like an overrated character, but still, he's the man. Come on, he's a Mandalorian. Well, not well. He wears Mandalorian. It's complicated. Anyway, Mandalorian the series. Once again, a guy who's not quite from. I mean, he's Mandalorian, and he wears the armor. Whatever. He's trained in their, creed. He's a bounty hunter. Okay. A lot of his colleagues and his guild. He's in like a bounty hunter guild. Does once again different odd jobs, whether it's capture or kill people for money. And he submits these like little icons and has them like turned into armor and stuff. It's pretty neat. Uh, Disney and the Star Wars crew have been advertising the hell out of it. I mean, I think it's awesome. It's definitely what I think Star Wars was missing. It's a Star Wars we needed. Put it that way, and I'm just really really glad that happened too. My TV has a screensaver. I'm not changing color, I promise. But yeah, very interesting set of characters. If you're familiar with Star Wars, you'll definitely recognize some. There's a lot of hints and Easter eggs, I guess, kind of scattered throughout. The biggest thing, obviously, is Baby Yoda. And I mean, I'm sure by now, if you own a computer, you've seen him everywhere, probably. Now, if you're annoyed by this, I'm sorry, but I mean, it's like looking at a kitten, whatever. How could you not, look away or whatever? But anyway, he has to he comes across this Baby Yoda, and now he kind of like takes it upon himself to you know, figure this Baby Yoda out, and it goes on missions with him. Doesn't like really participate. Just kind of, I don't want to say get in the way, but it's like having a baby attached to your hip, pretty much. There's a lot of interesting characters, definitely full of Star Wars vibe, and he's just a strong, silent. I mean, he talks when he needs to, but Mando. It's like I said, that's what they call him. We learn his actual name as the episodes progress, and it's really fun. It's definitely, like I said, it's what I think the Star Wars universe was longing for. They definitely needed. Mandalorian was great. I can't really think of nothing bad about it. It was just obviously it's not on Netflix, so you can't binge watch it. When it did come out, you had to wait for another episode to pop up in that way. But I mean, now you could watch all 8 episodes one shot, no problem. That's kind of like what I did. But I had a great time watching it. I really can't wait for season 2. I think it might be in February. But yeah, I mean, Like watching these two things, it made me forget about like like The Walking Dead. I mean, The Walking Dead's still up here, but it made me forget. You know what I mean? And I Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead fan since day one. And it goes the same with like Vikings, the Americans. Um, I could go on and on. There's a lot of series out there, but yeah, this really stood out to me. Like I said, I've been a big Witcher fan. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad I saw it. Uh, big Star Wars fan, and I mean, I'm sad we didn't get a Boba Fett movie, but I mean, The Mandalorian definitely made up for it, and I'm just waiting for more. To be honest with you, like it's gonna be a long wait, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, actually made me get into westerns. Like I said, I'm not into. I mean, I was and I wasn't, but like I just you know, his character reminds me of like a Clint Eastwood type, mean kind of like outlaw, but he has a code of honor. Like I said, these guys are Mandalorians, and we find out that, you know, what Mandalorians do. Like if you're not born on Mandalore, they'll like let's say if you have like if you're a troubled youth or a a youngling or whatever, they'll take you and they'll raise you as one of their own, and put you through like a test, kind of like in 300, how they put the kids through a test, and if they survive, they become Spartans. That's kind of like the same idea with Mandalorians. Really secret, badass society. Totally awesome though, and like through them 8 episodes, you see that Star Wars universe that you're familiar with, but more, and I don't want to say too much aggressive because it is a Disney show. It is a Disney show, but it's just fun, and yeah, check it out. Losing my voice. Let's see, what else happened? Anything else to add? No, both shows are definitely worth watching. If you get a chance, I mean, most of you have Netflix. This Disney Plus might be a stretch. I don't know. Stream it somehow. Whatever you guys do. Totally recommend The Mandalorian, and I totally recommend The Witcher. You won't be disappointed. I mean, if it's not your bag, it's not your bag. What can I tell you? Like I said, I told you I was going to go down this route. I'm a sci-fi, fantasy nerd. I mean, horror has always been a big part of me, and just like action, but anything to escape, reality, to, let go of, whatever's going on in your life, just for a little bit. Why not? It's awesome. But yeah, I definitely give both shows high ratings. They got everything you're looking for, and a decent show you could binge watch and talk about. So yeah, there you go. That's my little review and evaluation of The Mandalorian and The Witcher TV series. If you get a chance, skim through it and watch other reviews, and you know what, if you want, down below, comment. Let me know what you think. Did you think they're both crap? Can you do better? Whatever. I want to hear it. Peace, yeah. That's all I got to say. Alright, guys. Well, thanks for listening, and until next time, see you all later.